Case 1, The Beaumont Children, Australia, 1966. Host Rose of Sharon online store podcast. Our first case takes us to Adelaide, Australia, on January 26, 1966. 3 siblings, 9-year-old James, 7-year-old Arna, and 4-year-old Grant Beaumont left home for a short bus ride to the beach. They were expected back within a few hours. They were seen at the beach, interacting with a tall, fair-haired man and buying food, but they never returned home. Their disappearance sparked one of the largest police investigations in Australian history. Despite numerous searches, suspects, and an intense national media focus that changed how parents supervise their children, the Beaumont children were never found. Their fate remains one of Australia's most enduring and heartbreaking cold cases. Case 2, the Unsolved case, The Somerton Man, Australia, 1948. Host Rose of Sharon online store podcast. Next, a mystery that is utterly bizarre. On December 1st, 1948, on Somerton Beach in South Australia, a well-dressed man was found dead. He had no identification and all the labels on his clothing were carefully removed. The cause of death was poison, but no trace was found in his system. The key clue was a tiny piece of paper found in a hidden pocket, printed with the words, Tamam Shud, which is Persian for "it is ended." This was traced to the final page of a rare book of poetry. Scribbled inside that book was an undeciphered code and a local woman's phone number. Decades of investigation, exhumations, and even DNA advances have failed to confirm his identity or to circumstances of his death. To this day, he is simply known as the Somerton Man. Case 3, the Hinterkaifeck Murders, Germany, 1922. Host Rose of Sharon online store podcast. Our third case is the terrifying and baffling Hinterkaifeck farm murders in Bavaria, Germany. On March 31st, 1922, 6 people, the Gruber family and their maid, were brutally killed with a farming tool known as a mattock. What makes this case so chilling is the eerie prelude. The family had reported hearing footsteps in the attic, finding a strange set of keys. The previous maid had fled, claiming the farmhouse was haunted. Investigators determined the killer, or killers, had likely been living in the house for days, possibly weeks, undetected. The massacre's motive was unclear. Money was found on the property, ruling out robbery. Over 100 people were questioned, but the person who spent time among the victims before their murder was never identified. Case 4, Judge Crater's disappearance, USA, 1930. Host Rose of Sharon online store podcast. Moving to America in the 20th century, we find the case of New York Supreme Court Justice Joseph Force Crater. On the evening of August 6, 1930, Judge Crater finished dinner with a friend in Manhattan and stepped into a taxi. He was never seen again. He had spent the preceding days cleaning out files and cashing large checks. His disappearance instantly became one of the most publicized missing person cases of the century, dominating headlines for years. Was it foul play? Did he run away due to ties with organized crime? Despite a massive investigation, tips, and rampant speculation, all authorities ever learned was the identity of his taxi driver. The judge simply vanished, leaving behind the phrase, pulling a Judge Crater, to mean a mysterious disappearance. Case 5, the Sodder Children, USA, 1945. Host Rose of Sharon online store podcast. Our final case brings us to Christmas Eve, 1945, in Fayetteville, West Virginia. The Sodder family home caught fire. 4 of the 10 children escaped with their parents, but 5 were not accounted for. The fire was so intense that investigators concluded the 5 missing children must have perished. However, no remains were ever found in the ashes. The fire began after the family had been unable to use their lights, and later examinations suggested the fire was intentionally set. The parents, George and Jenny Sodder, believed their children were kidnapped and alive. Decades later, a picture of an adult male, purported to be one of the missing sons, was mailed to the family. The note on the back read, "Louis, I love brother Frankie. Illa boys in 90132 or 35. The mystery was never solved, and the final fate of the 5 Sodder children remains unknown. Conclusion, music swells slightly. Host Rose of Sharon online store podcast. 5 true stories, each a cold case that leaves us wondering what happened when the final door closed. The one thing all these victims deserve is to be remembered. Thank you for listening to this special episode of the Rose of Sharon online store, online podcast. Next time, we'll return to our beautiful collection. But until then, keep your eyes open and your curiosity sharp. Music swells and fades out,